Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Cool for Middle School. It is summer for me. I'm just kind of like barely into summer break. Let's see, it's Wednesday right now. And I think Wednesday of last week was our last day. So I've had like a full week of summer vacation, but it's really all been focused on my 3-year-old daughter. She's in ballet for the first time. So like when they turn 3, things really start to pick up because you can put them in all sorts of things, activities. I also took her to Disneyland yesterday as her reward for being potty trained. So it's just been like mom life, definitely, for this past week. So I'm taking 3 weeks off, and I'm so glad because I've just been like super busy. And then I'll teach the second 3 weeks of summer school, but I needed a break, and I'm so glad that I have this break. I'm excited to do the videos. I'm gonna have to do like 3 separate videos of like my whole year and lesson plans of 7th grade history. This was my first year teaching that, but it went a little better than expected. So I'll do that soon, and then the 6th grade history one and the 7th grade English one. I just have some cool things that we used that I want to make sure are like ready to go when I do those videos. So those are coming up. So today I was looking around at all these piles of books that I have, and I thought I would do a book haul from like local independent bookstores. I have been better about not ordering books off of Amazon. That was kind of like my 2025 New Year's resolution. So I haven't been ordering books on Amazon, but I have been buying them from local bookstores. And honestly, like looking at this haul, I'm like, oh shoot, I really gotta cut back on that too. Like I have so many books, many of which I have not read. So I really do need to stop buying books. I just really like supporting independent bookstores. So this haul is from like 6 months. Again, I need to stop spending money on these things. So my current library pick, I'm trying to use our library a lot more, and they have a bunch of really fun like summer activities. So we're gonna be there a lot this summer. We need free activities because summer is rough. But this one's called The Night in Question by Susan Fletcher. I read, let's see, 12 pages. I checked it out and then sat there and read a little bit while Mariah was looking at books in the children's section. It just sounds like a really fun one, and it seems like it'll be kind of like a fast read once I get into it. So let me know if you've read this one. I live in the San Gabriel Valley, which is like East LA. Also, shout out to LA right now. That's where I'm wearing my LA t-shirt. We don't let people push us around, and we don't let people come in and kidnap our friends and neighbors without standing up to them. And I'm very proud to live in Los Angeles right now, and I'm just praying for the safety of everybody who's being targeted right now. And actually all of this reminds me of a book I didn't have on my list, but hi.
Mommy,
yeah.
You just said that because I don't have anything to help me. Because I don't have any peepholes.
You don't have any peepholes?
No. I just made my puzzle.
With your puzzle? Jensen!
Yeah?
Help her make her puzzle. But Human Acts, this is a translated book from Korean, and it's about a student uprising in South Korea in the 80s that I didn't know much about. I had to actually do a lot of like Googling in order to understand the context around this, because she doesn't really explain much of the historical context around it. It's written for a South Korean audience, so I'm sure that she's assuming they would already know the historical events that happened. So, you know, if you're American or, you know, not from South Korea, I would recommend doing a little bit of the background research just so that this makes more sense. But this book is incredible, and it's about protests. Did I talk about this in my last video? I feel like I might have. It really had an impact on me, and I'll be thinking about it for a long time. All of a sudden that felt like really familiar. I'm like, wait, did I already talk about this? So to get into the local stores, there's a new-ish bookstore in Monrovia called Black Cat Fables. I have a little bag from them right here, and I've gone in there quite a bit recently, and I have several books from them. Here's one, I think I did also talk about this in my last video. It's called Homeseeking by Carissa Chen. I went to the book club that they had for this book. So if you live in that area, it's kind of nice to just go to a book club at a bookstore, and then you can like support them by ordering the book through them, and then other people who, you know, are kind of in your community, but it was people that I didn't know. You know, it was kind of nice to like show up and meet some new people who are also bookworms and like historical fiction romances, and like hear their perspectives about the book. So, you know, that's why I got this one, was to join the book club, and it's very good. It's about 500 pages. It's this very like epic story of these two kids, this boy and this girl who grew up in Shanghai under the Japanese occupation, and then as the nationalists and the communists are fighting for control, the boy has to join the nationalist army, the girl gets sent away to Hong Kong, and their lives, you know, go in very different directions, but in their old age, they both end up here in Southern California. While I was at the book club, I got another one. I was like, I'm just going for book club, I don't need to buy another one. But this one just sounded really, really good. It's called Junie. And this one is historical fiction with like a ghost story mixed into it. It's really cool. I'm 100 pages into this one. It goes very fast. It's set in Alabama on a plantation. I haven't finished the whole thing, but it feels YA, but like very, very elevated YA. The protagonist is like 16. I just feel like this could also be used in like a high school classroom, or like recommended to high schoolers. So we'll see if I still feel that way once I'm done, but at the moment I'm getting those kind of vibes from it. Okay, I have so many books to organize. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, another one that I picked up from that bookstore a couple months ago is a nonfiction. This one's called The Blue Stockings, A History of the First Women's Movement. This one is about, suffragists in England. Oh, and I forgot about this sticker. I need to put this on something. All our love for Altadena. So in January, when all of the fires around here happened, honestly, it was bookstores that really like stepped up to just be centers of community and provide things for people, and just be a spot where people could like come in and pick things up. It's been really amazing to have all of these bookstores that are like so in tune with the needs of the community. So this is why I just love to support them. Anyway, this one I haven't gotten too far in. I think I just read like a couple pages, but maybe over the summer. Okay, and then this is another one that I haven't actually started at all. Ooh, but I had another sticker in there. Look how cute this sticker is. Meet me at the bookstore. This one is called The Women of Troy by Pat Barker. It's a daring and timely feminist retelling of the Iliad. I've read so many Greek retellings this year because I wrote a book about female heroes in ancient Greece. So that's just been like the theme for this year. So I hadn't heard of this one yet, but I'm excited to read this one as well. It's a little bit shorter than the others, so maybe I can get through this one. I like having, you know, some like littler paperbacks that I can just throw in my purse and take with me when I go to things like Mariah's dance recitals and stuff. So maybe I'll take this with me when we go to rehearsal today. And then the other thing is, okay, so like I also use Libro because I don't want to support Amazon. And plus they started using like AI voice actors and stuff. I mean, not even an actor, right? Just to replace voice actors. I like Libro much better. And then I don't like waiting for, you know, the audiobooks or having to return them. I just want to like do things on my own time. So I have, you know, the other like library apps for audiobooks as well. But with Libro, I get one per month, and I really like doing that. So with Libro, you choose a bookstore that, you know, receives some of the proceeds from your audiobook purchase. So mine go to Black Cat Fables. So I'm a little behind on my audiobook reading because I've been listening to so many podcasts recently. I'm obsessed with the Glamorous Trash podcast. If you haven't listened to Glamorous Trash and you kind of have the same taste as me, you'll love it. It's a podcast all about celebrity female memoirs. It's so good. I love it. So anyway, the two books that I've been listening to are My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I just started this one. I just got it the other day. It's like my June pick. I'm 14% in. It's good so far. Frederick Bachman books always like take a while to like set everything up, and then things always like really come together in the end. So just kind of like waiting to get to that point in this book. And then my May choice was called The Fraud by Zadie Smith. I'm only 6% in, so I've listened to 42 minutes. And Zadie Smith herself reads it, and it's like a historical fiction kind of mystery, but it's like based on a true story, you know. And it, because of the accent, it just takes a lot of my concentration to listen to it, so I haven't gotten very far in, but I'm sure it's gonna be good. So I'm a little behind on my audiobooks, but I've got those two. Another bookstore that I love, and also that was like very supportive of the community during the fires, and you know, and continuing on, people still need support now, is Octavia's Bookshelf. They're located in Pasadena. Love them. Another bookstore that has also just been really instrumental in supporting the community in general is also in Monrovia, and it's called Underdog Books. I've been in there a couple times, but it's just been a while. I couldn't remember. I think I had purchased like kids books there. They're also really great. For some reason, whenever I'm around, it's just always at times when they're closed, so I haven't been there recently, but they do a lot of amazing work as well. So I just want to give them a shout out. Okay, so from Octavia's Bookshelf, I went in looking for Matriarch by Tina Knowles, and they didn't have it because they said that Amazon just buys out all the warehouse stock when new books like that come out, so that small bookstores can't get it. And then, you know, you go to this small bookstore like I did, like you take a special trip over there and you ask for this book and they're like, oh, we don't have it. And you're like, ugh, I really want it. And then you just go on Amazon and order it. So they were like, don't do that. Just wait, you know, until we get it in stock. But they do this to us on purpose. I was like, ugh. So I picked up two other books while I was there. I'd been wanting to read this one, Happy Land by Dolan Perkins Valdez. I read her last one. I forget what it was called, but I really liked it. I haven't started this one yet, but this is definitely going to be a summer read. And then this one I have started, Our American Israel. Let's see, I am on page 88 of this one, and I have a lot of things highlighted. So far, what it's talking about is just the parallel between how Americans love our frontier history so much and love to be seen as like cowboys and people taking over this like savage land and cultivating it and civilizing it. And so that's why we supported Israel in doing this. And if we criticized them for that, we would have to reflect on our own practices. And then she just has a ton of like primary sources from the time. And Americans did not want to take in any of these refugees, so we were perfectly happy to send them to Palestine and support the Israel project there. So yeah, this one's really interesting. I'm sure I'll have more to say on it later. So then I went online to get the other books that I wanted. So I went to booksource.com, and then my purchases support Octavia's Bookshelf. I ordered Matriarch by Tina Knowles. I loved this book. Oh my gosh, I just finished it. I kind of like flew through it. We could talk more about it later, but like listen to the Glamorous Trash podcast episode about it. That pretty much says everything that I would have had to say. It's really, really good. I just started this one. It's Not Hysteria by Dr. Karen Tang. It's just a bunch of information about women's health. So I've been reading about PMDD, which has been like crippling for me this year, and I'm finally kind of getting treated and starting to figure it out. So wanted that one. While I was on the website, I also had to get this one by Hari Kunzru. He's one of my favorite authors of all time. It's called Blue Ruin. It's been a while since I've read one of his books, and they're just mind-blowing. Mariah's reading her books over there as well. So I had to get this one. And then lastly, I ordered this one, Christ in the Rubble, Faith, the Bible, and the Genocide in Gaza by Munther Isaac. I saw him speak in person 6 months ago or so, and it's just really, really powerful. As a Christian and a Palestinian, I really appreciate his message and what he's doing. Looking forward to reading this one as well. So Octavia's Bookshelf. Here we go. I really gotta slow down on my book purchases. I really gotta slow down. What do we have next? Okay. Romans is another bookstore in Pasadena. It's much bigger than these other little guys. It's like 2 stories. It has tons and tons of books. And just like as an experience, it's just like really fun to go spend an afternoon there and get some coffee and all of that. It's really fun. So I think I had gone to get a copy of the book Horse for my mom for her birthday. If you haven't read Horse by Geraldine Brooks, read it immediately. It's so good. I read it and then I knew she would love it. I listened to the audiobook actually, so then I went to get her a physical copy. And while I was there, oh, it's a memoir. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. I was like, let me get something else by Geraldine Brooks. So this one's called Memorial Days. I haven't started it at all. Oh no, her husband dies. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready to read about that right now, but okay. And then at the like cashier counter or whatever, somebody had set this one down, I think. It's called Holy Ground on Activism, Environmental Justice, and Finding Hope. I was just like, yes, this is kind of where I am right now with environmental justice. Like, I need some hope. So I've got these guys from Vroman's. Kind of impulse purchases, but I think they'll both be good. Again, I want to emphasize many months of purchases, okay? But oh my gosh, this is so many. This is showing me I really got to slow down on this. I got to read all these before I buy more books. I just like to support these bookstores. The other day, I also went to Fables Fancies, which is located in Sierra Madre. Super cute bookstore. And then they also have some used books. I was gonna donate some to them, actually. Okay, so the first one that I got is The Night Circus, which I have already read. And I had a copy of it, but it was like in my, student library and somebody walked off with it a few years ago. But I think I got this one from the Scholastic Book Fair like 9 years ago or so. It just sounded interesting. I picked it up. I wasn't like a huge reader back then. I had just finished grad school when I was, just like constantly reading for school. So I wasn't really reading for pleasure. But I grabbed this one and it's very much like magical realism. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So they're having an event at Fables Fancies for people to kind of like either read this one for the first time or reread it and then come talk about it. So it's like a book club, but also a little bit more of like a themed event thing. So that one sounded fun. And that's all I was gonna get. But then while I was there, I also saw that they had The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I've read The Only Good Indians and I'm not really into horror, but his horror is so good. So if you liked Sinners, the movie, which I did, I loved that movie. That's kind of more the type of horror that he does, like exploring the actual violence in this world, but then like it's, very much like magical realism and it's scary and again, since I don't really read all that much horror, I was really blown away by The Only Good Indians and just like how like you can scare me with words. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like I'm just so impressed by his talent. And this one sounded really cool. So gotta read these two as well. A reread and a new one. There's another bookstore I wanted to mention in Pasadena called DYM, I think is what it's called. It's a boba shop and a bookstore. And the last time I was there, I don't think I picked up a book because I just had like a lot of cookies and snacks for Jensen and Mariah. I was there with one of my friends and like boba's in my hands. So I think I ended up not really being able to look at the books, but I want to go there soon and maybe like find something that's on my list. And then the last place I want to talk about is called Lost Books. It is in, what's that place called? Montrose. It's mostly used books. It has this really cool, like, it's kind of like a little fairy entrance when you walk in. There's a bunch of plants in the bookstore. I went there with a friend, like over Christmas break, I think. Again, this is over a long time. And so she recommended this one, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. I think I've read another book by this author before and I liked it. So I just, took her recommendation and got this one, even though it's really long. And then I had been meaning to read this one forever, King Leopold's Ghost. And I think I had like saved it for an audiobook option for the future, but this type of nonfiction I usually like to read in a physical book so I can like underline and stuff. But you know what? I need to start buying more used books and using the library. So I need to use the library for fiction and then used books for like nonfiction. Because with my nonfiction, I do a lot of like highlighting and circling and notes and stuff like that. So my battery is dying, but let me just give you one last recommendation from Northern California. If I can find the name of the bookstore. Books on Main in Murphy's. My mom and sister and I went there for my mom's 60th birthday back in February. Oh Yeah. Okay, so actually at Black Cat Fables, I went to an event where we learned to like crochet our own little bookmark thing. So I forgot that I put that in here. See, this is why I need to go through all my books all the time. And then this was the book that I got in Murphy's at that bookstore there. And it's about bookstores, the in-between bookstore. So kind of ties everything together. So, oh my gosh, do you want to see the stack? Oh my gosh. This doesn't even include the first 4 that I talked about, but ugh, here are the others. Oh my goodness. I thought that making a rule for myself where I had to go into a bookstore physically, well, except for using BookSource or Libro, and like, you know, potentially paying a little bit more for books would like cut down on my book purchases, but I don't know if it has. Whew, I need to get back on my budget. So, okay, anyway, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Let me know if you've read any of those books, and if you love them, hated them, what did you think? And I will see you soon for more summer content. See you then. Bye.